morning, I'm Penny Pantherwell.
And I'm Cassandra Parsons.
And this is ICNEWS.
Today's news update is on infection control around the world. Here are some small facts. In the United Kingdom, a survey was conducted only to find that 50% of dental practices did not use autoclaves to disinfect their instruments between each patient. Time, cost, and inconvenience explain why the use of autoclaves have not been adopted.
Did you know that in Nigeria, only 56% of dental practitioners felt that face masks were necessary? 56%. And to our surprise, only 43% identified HIV as a potential health risk.
In Romania, infection control knowledge and dental practices are at an all-time low. They are accountable for not using dental supplies that correlate with proper infection control in private and public clinics. Resources and hepatitis vaccines are limited to those that are in the working fields. Education is definitely a call, wouldn't you say so, Penny?
Absolutely. For instance, in Pakistan, dental procedures are one of the major sources of exposure to hepatitis C, also due to lack of education.
And in Saudi Arabia, only 61% of dental workers disinfect the operational surfaces after the procedure was finished.
Now we'll turn to Kaylee Parsons.
So we're here with Dr. Monraz's dental office to share his personal experience about his country of origin, which is Mexico. So Dr. Monraz, I know that you frequently go back to Mexico a lot to do volunteer work. What's that like?
It reminds me of back when I was in dental school. I felt some of the frustrations with some of my colleagues this last trip we went down in January. Some of the issues were precisely the lack of infection control. We were in the peninsula of Yucatan in Quintana Roo, and some of the issues were the personnel that were assisting us lacked the knowledge of what truly is infection control. There's a lot of procedures were not done properly. There's in some cases lack of use of universal precautions, personal protective equipment, for example. There's one. There's no, in some cases, no use of gloves, rubber gloves, to handle contaminated instruments. They still handle instruments by hand and hand scrub them. So ultrasonic in some places is not accessible to them. The other concerns were the lack of radiation hygiene as well. Where we were taking x-rays and there's no lead apron, or there's not a barrier.
Wow.
And so everybody in that room would be exposed to unnecessary radiation. Some of the other issues were Mexico. You cannot drink the tap water. So the plumbing that's done through the dental units, it has a separate water system, and sometimes the units lack the water line, so there's no water. So sometimes you're drilling on a dry tooth. So that's some of the differences. Things that have been going on for a long time since I graduated. And it changes, it varies from state to state as well. Not to say that some of the, it goes from, some offices are fully equipped where they do follow OSHA and they practice good radiation hygiene with some of their assistants, but that is an assistant that's been trained properly by the dentist and not by a school like here in the United States. So the difference there is that the dental assistants in Mexico do not understand what the full effects of long term for radiation or hepatitis consequences would be compared to here. So that's one of the things that was a little bit disturbing to still see that still goes on.
So thank you, Dr. Monraz, for informing us of this.
conducted only to find that 50%.
Good morning. It's ICNEWS.
Okay, so you changed it. You changed it. Stop it.
Good morning. I'm Penny Panzerborn.
And I'm Cassandra Parsons, and this you changed. Body plays have not been adopted. Aw, shoot.
B as a potential culprit. Were necessary 56%.
Don't know why. We disinfected, so it's inefficient. Time, cost, and we have. And I'm Cassandra Parsons.
Oh, I said Penny P.
Back to you, Cassandra and Penny.